Welcome back. We have our TRS Grom extension kit. This is for the swing arm. It's going to be including the two swing arm extension pieces, the bracket for your caliper, like for the brake, your tool, two hardware bolts for it, the chain brake, which we include with the kit, which others will charge you for, and then also the EK motorcycle chain, which is a Japanese chain, not made in China, and it's actually got a stronger tensile strength than the DID chain. What we did here is we jacked up the back swing arm on some jack stands that we have. We know not everybody has jack stands that are a little lift like this that we have. We picked it up on Amazon. What you can do is you can go to your grandparents, get a bunch of phone books, because you know that they still use them, and stack it up underneath. But seriously, you can get a couple buddies, help lift it up, put up on the jack stands. If you have something under the middle that you can help prop it, that'll work out. And then you just want something in the front to chock the tire to keep the bike from rolling back and forth. You can see we have it on both sides here. And the bike is sturdy. I'm shaking it right now. It's not going anywhere, so we're all set. Alright. First thing we're going to take off now is the little fender here. There's 3 bolts for it. You have one right here, one right here, and there's going to be another one on the other side here. These are all Allen head, and you can go ahead and just start loosening them up. You're going to take this off, and it's going to open up all the space over here so you can get to installing a lowering link and be able to get to the chain. Oh man, I think that was pre-loosened. It might be onto us. It's just going to slide right off. Next we're going to get to the sprocket cover here. And these are both 8mm bolts.
Are those pre-loosened?
These are very pre-loosened. They come like that from the dealer. After 20 miles, they know that you're changing it out for a different swing arm.
Because the stock one sucks.
Yeah. And we're not stunting. Take these out. Alright, so there's a little clip here. You can see, you could just squeeze and it'll pinch out. We're just going to leave it on and just leave this to the side right now because we're not going to play around with it. We want to get this done. You'll be able to get access to your chain. So next thing I'm going to point out is on the chain painted there's a link right there, and that's your master link, and we're going to go ahead and pop that off with a set of the needle nose pliers. We had a technical error. But basically what I did is I put this needle nose on the nub right here, and I pressed the back piece like this and it slid, and that knocks this piece off here. So now that that's free, I can go ahead and press this through, and this link is going to come off, and I can use the pliers, reach through the back here, and pull this link out. Now you have your master link on the floor, and just like that, your chain is off. Alright, next you're going to take off these tensioners. This is a 10mm bolt, and then there's a 12mm behind it. So basically what you're going to do is just take your 10mm socket, put it on, get yourself a Gorilla Grip, and like that you're going to turn it loose. You like how I did that, huh?
Yeah, you're pretty strong.
Yeah. And the next is going to be the 12mm.
Let's see how strong your fingertips are. Not so strong.
Yeah, you know. Alright, now I got that 12mm. Oh, jeez. So that was tight as a tiger. And we're just going to repeat the steps on the other side of the swing arm now. Next you're going to need a 14 socket and a 19 socket. 19 is going to go on the caliper side, 14 is going to go on the chain side. You're going to loosen up this axle. axle nut is.
Make sure you remember that there's washers there.
Yes, and then there's also spacers right here and on the opposite side as well, right here. So keep in mind when you're about to take the wheel off that you have those spacers there, and those have to go back in. And lift up on the wheel a little bit, make it easier for the axle to come out. Pull the wheel back, and our spacers stayed in, you can see, but that's what they're going to look like, and there'll be one on each side. Next up, you're just going to pull out the old tensioners, and they're just going to slide right out, and then we'll go straight to the banjo fitting up here, because now that we're going to be putting, with this one specifically, we're going to put the stretch at the longest setting. So we're going to want to loosen up this banjo. It's a 12 mil. You're not going to loosen up a lot, just enough so that it can move. And you're going to turn this line back. Also, what you're going to want to do is, there's a little fitting right here. There's the hose. You're going to remove that out, and it's going to help out. Crack this free. Going to tighten up for right now. Alright, we're going to take the mount now, and so you can tell which side is going to be the outside. You can see it has a groove cut right here for the bolt, and then also you can see the notch fittings on the outside here, and that won't be on the opposing side. So this means this is going to go on the left side of the bike, and we'll slide in. It might be a little tight because there could be some burrs on here.
Nope, you done messed up. Huh, just joking.
What we like to do is, we have the first hole visible here. This is going to be the stretch at its furthest out setting. We're going to take our nut, or our bolt, I'm sorry, place it through, and you'll feel it lock into place because it's going to fit in those grooves. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull the stretch back, and now you know it's at its furthest point. With this bolt comes the washer and the nut, and of course, just like our GY6 videos, red Loctite. Put some of that on there, and this nut will be a 19 mil, so you already had it on the socket wrench earlier from taking off the other part. And get it on. And go ahead and get nice and tight. And then same thing with the other side, you're going to do the same step. The only difference is you're going to put the caliper mount through the other side of the hole. Now that you have the bolt through and you pulled it back just like you did with the other side, you have the caliper guide here it mounts to. You're going to slide that through. Then you have the nut, you're going to put that on, but of course, red Loctite. And this one you're going to have a little play because I'm not going to put it super tight right away due to I want to make sure that this lines up correctly. I'll get it on there like that for right now, and then I'll tighten it up. Alright, so next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the caliper in, and it's just going to sit in place like this. And once we put the axle through, you'll see it'll go actually through the hole here, and it'll line up with the other two holes on the extension. That's going to really secure it in place. Now that you have the caliper on, what you can do, because we're going to be rolling the wheel in next, is you can take a flathead screwdriver and you can push the pistons back so that the pads are nice and open. So when you slide it in, the rotor will go right in between the pads here. Also, these, when we ship them, are going to be a little tight because we tighten up this bolt so that this doesn't fall out. So make sure you want to loosen up some, so when you go to put the axle in, you can adjust it so it can line up easily with the caliper mount and the other side here. Now we'll go ahead and roll the wheel in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this piece right here to line it up. So I can start the axle in, which I have now. And then I'll line up on the other side where the axle is. Alright, so what we did here is we used our tool and we lined up this marking so it's straight up and down. You can put that in the groove here like that, and you can turn it. You preferably want to do this with two people. It's going to make it a lot easier. So once you have this up and down, you have the axle through. On the opposite side, you're going to want it to be the same thing. So this is going to be parallel, and this line, the marking here, is going to be up and down. This will allow the axle to stay even on both sides. That bolt that I left loose for the caliper bracket, which is over here, now I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up. Now that we have everything else secure, I went ahead and tightened the axle. And with the 19, I'll go in here and tighten it back up again.
And we put Loctite on the bolts.
Before you go ahead and take it out, something I just want to go over is, now that you have the banjos tight that you had loosened up, primarily this one here, you want to spin the wheel because when you first hit your brake, it's going to be a little loose and spongy, so you're going to want to keep priming it. So you can spin it, keep hitting the rear brake, and now it's back to being tight again. You have pressure back in the line. That's why you don't want to crack it open too much, because you're going to lose fluid and then you might get some air bubbles in the line. If you just crack it up enough, just a little loose so you can turn it, you'll be all set. Alright, here's the chain that we provide with the kit. And I'm going to show you here is the master link. So you can see how it has the open end right here. You're going to want to make sure that this stays in this direction. So if I was to put it on right now, it'd be like this. And then run it along. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay. Now that I have the clip off for the master link, and do the same thing, just like I did with the factory one. Slide this off. I'm going to take the chain here. Put a little tension on it. Not going to do any of that. Okay, so this chain is specifically meant for the stretch at its furthest point. If you want it to be brought in some, that's what we have the chain breaker for. And you would just squeeze it around, and when you turn it in, it's going to press out the link, like so. But for this one, we're going to leave that at the furthest setting, so we're not going to need this. Also, we just want to point out that when we pull this back, we just leave these loose a little bit because we had to push this in just about 2 millimeters for the chain to secure in. And now that we got the master link in, you can see we still have a little bit of slack, so now we're going to pull back out, tighten this up, and then we'll be able to play around with the tensioner and make sure that the chain is nice and tight. Okay, so now we have the chain on. You always want to check for the tension. You can see we have less than an inch of play, which is perfect. You want to make sure that the chain is straight and it's lined up on the guide. You can see it's perfect. It's on the guide. There's not a lot of play. One thing to go over, if you did have some room, that's what this is for, this tool. You put it in here and you would tighten it up to put some tension on the chain. Also, on the other side, the bolt is a 19 mil, and that's what this actually is. This is going to fit on the 19 mil side, which is also the same size as these bolts right here. So if you have a hard time getting, if you don't have an open end wrench, you can get in here and tighten it up like so.
So we recommend that you keep that tool with you, put it in underneath your seat. Also, when you make your adjustment here, you need to make it on the other side. That's what these notches are here for.
Make sure it lines up and matches up with the opposing side.
So go ahead and you would tighten all the bolts. Take it for a ride. We're going to go ahead and put the sprocket cover back on, tighten everything up, and that's it.
We're going to go ahead and put back on the guard here. And then we're going to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys all watching. Hopefully this helped you with installing the Swingarm extension kit. Also stay tuned because we're going to have more videos on the lowering link. We have the 2.5 inch and 4.5 inch. And then we also are going to have videos on doing the billet handlebar setup and then allowing you to run the like RGS or NCY Lord forks in the triple tree, so it's going to really put this thing down on the ground. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Have a good day.